Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I just filmed a video for The Rock, so I may look a little sweaty. That's because I am a little sweaty, so just ignore that. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about 1 Corinthians 10, verse 23. This is something that I struggle with a lot and always have, and but something that has just come to mind recently because of the pandemic continuing and being a lot longer than I think a lot of us thought. So God just brought this verse to mind. So 1 Corinthians 10, verse 23, I have the right to do anything you say. Something just fell down in my backyard. Okay, let's try that again. 1 Corinthians 10, verse 23. I have the right to do anything you say, but not everything is beneficial. I have the right to do anything, but not everything is constructive. So, for those of you who don't know, I am what you call an extremist. I go from one extreme to the other a lot of the times. Lots of people in my life would be able to tell you that. And even people who don't know me very well, who've only known me for a short time, learn that really quickly. I was hanging out with a friend the other day whom I've only known for a couple of months, and we've only actually hung out in person 2 times. And I said something about me being an extremist, and she was like, "No, you an extremist?" And I was like, wow, the fact that you've known me for only a few short months and you already know how accurate that sentence is kind of sad. And so in being an extremist, I am then terrible at balance. And Charlene specifically and I talk about balance a lot, and she knows that I hate it, and it's my least favorite word in the English language. So anytime it comes up, she looks at me and she's like, "Ooh, balance, Anna's favorite word," which is not true. That's like the most sarcastic sentence of all time. So I tend to obsess over things, and if I love something, I'm gonna love it until the day I die, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's good that comes along with that. It's good to be loyal. It's good to be able to commit to things. But a lot of the time I find it gets me into trouble, and it makes life a little difficult because I go so far from one side to the other instead of finding a happy medium. So a good example of that would be reading my Bible. So I really struggle reading my Bible every day, and it's definitely a discipline for me that I have to work on. And so I tend to set really high goals and like go to the extreme of, okay, I have to read my Bible every single day. So I'll start doing that, and I'll be good for like a week maybe, and then I'll have one day where I forget to do it, or I find myself really busy and I don't do it, and then I'll just be like, okay, well, I give up completely. I'm just not going to read it at all. Which again, going from one extreme to the other without allowing grace for us to make mistakes and to mess up. And instead of just saying like, okay, I'm going to try to read it like 4 times this week, I go hardcore to one side, and then when I fail, I just give up completely instead of finding a balance. I also tend to do this with people, with hanging out with people. I am an extrovert, so I recharge with people, but I need to know when I need time to myself so that I don't like blow up and snap. So sometimes I'll hang out with people for like every day for months on end, and you're probably thinking there's no way. No, there have literally been periods of my life where I have hung out with a friend every day for like months on end, and I'll come home and my parents will be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, have we met?" Because they haven't seen me in such a long time, and they joke that I just come home to shower and sleep, and that's about it. But then after doing that for a long period of time, I'll crash and I'll burn out, and then I'll be like, I'm not going to hang out with anyone for a year. And again, I go from one extreme to the other instead of finding a happy medium of like, okay, maybe hang out with people 3 times this week. And so I really struggle with finding that balance in almost every area of my life. And this verse just came to mind because those are all good things. Like, it's good to be reading your Bible. God commands us to. It's good to hang out with people. But a lot of one thing still isn't good. I mean, you could argue, well, is there such a thing as reading your Bible too much? Well, we have responsibilities. We have our, lots of us have jobs, or you're in school. You have to take care of your family, keep up your house, all these different things. You can't just hunker down in a little hole in your house and I'm just going to read my Bible all day long every day. No, God actually doesn't desire that. He knows that there's other areas of your life that you need to do things and take care of, which is still honoring to Him. And then again, people are a great thing. God has given us community, but we have to balance those things. So not everything is good for us. Not everything is constructive or beneficial, like Paul is saying here. And I have a very hard time recognizing that and understanding where that balance is. And I've realized that it's something that I just need to pray and seek God, because it's not even that I'm not good at finding the balance, it's that I actually don't know what the balance is. And for all of us, it's different. Some people are introverts, so only hanging out with people one time a week is good for them. And then like some people are in the Word longer every day. Like I find like an hour to an hour and a half is like what I need every day. And so everyone's different. Sleep, that's another big thing where we have to find the balance. You can't just sleep all day long every day, but you also should be getting more than 4 hours every night. Again, it's a balance. Sleep is a great thing, but too much of a good thing is still not good. And so God has just been teaching me a lot about balance lately, and just the fact that once you master it, or at least start working on it in one area of your life, doesn't mean that you've like perfected it, because you have to do it in all areas. We have to do it when it comes to exercise, when it comes to spending time with people, when it comes to sleep, when it comes to reading our Bible, when it comes to work, when it comes to food, like literally every area we have to practice balance, and it can just be so difficult. Some people are so good at it, and like kudos to you, like mad respect, because I don't know how you do it, and others of us like myself really struggle with it, and we have to get to know ourselves better and self-evaluate, but also seek God's help in how to balance different areas of our life. So hopefully that was encouraging to you, and we can all just continue to strive on working how to balance different areas of our life, especially during this time, pandemic, when sometimes we have more free time on our hands, or we're even busier. And I just find that lately it's been something that I've really had to work on. So I hope to see you all soon, and if not, we'll see you next week in the next devotional. Bye.